Hey, this is Key with Astrology in the Wild. I'm Key. That's the wild. And here we do astrological forecasts for the week. The week is going to be for November 2nd through the 8th. I give aspects, a chart, and then we do an intuitive guidance with tarot, astrology related tarot cards. If that sounds like that's for you, then let's get started. I look down to look at my notes. I look here just to make sure that I don't look crazy. So just so you know. Let's get started first with, I'll put a chart here. And what I really wanted to touch base first was the sun in Scorpio and its opposition to Uranus in Taurus. And it's going to end on Friday, which is all good. You know, for some of you, maybe you've been experiencing some topsy-turvy things. But I think for the majority of people that are looking for guidance, they're really looking at their self-value and really trying to consider if what they're doing is going to create this positive outcome, this wealthy, this abundant outcome. And you're wanting to transform the things that you've always done and kind of just maybe pull a little bit more of your talent, a little bit more of your resource out of there. Because when you do that, then this Uranus aspect will go ahead and dig out the things that maybe you weren't so aware of, that maybe was a talent, or maybe giving you some unexpected cash, or maybe it's some unexpected news you weren't really thinking about, that may make you feel as if your value isn't there. And so I just want to remind you, as Friday moves forward with this particular aspect, to be adventurous in discovering more about yourself and your talents and getting back to that. Assess your value in the world. What is it that you're going to put forth? And it's usually a resource of some sort. It's usually a talent. It's usually a something where it creates an internal sense of value within you. And it's also saying, just change, damn it. Okay? Okay. The next aspect that I think is pretty important is Mercury retrograde in Libra will change into its direct sign of Libra November 4th, which is Wednesday. We will finally be out of Mercury retrograde, and it's an exciting time, but just be careful, because when I was pulling up the chart and assessing the energies, I just got told quite blankly, you could possibly talk too soon once all of this goes direct. And so you should really be clear before you speak, and you should be super sure to do all of your research before you speak out, especially if you're going to speak out in terms of what's justice, what's right, what's equal, what's fair, anything that has to do with this Libran no justice, no peace. So just, I don't know, be careful right out the gate. Give it a couple days, sit on it maybe for a couple hours, or even a couple minutes, because it really only takes a couple moments for you to really kind of sink into yourself and say, hey, is this a thing that I need to do? Is this a thing that's wise? And Mercury will then, you will talk about this as more as the weeks progress, but as it goes direct, we're going to really start going back over those areas that we went over already. So try not to get frustrated. and just try to glean everything that you can. Think back on the past couple weeks. I think it's been 3 weeks or for the retrograde. So I could be wrong on that. Google it. Anyways, I just yeah, there's that. Things will come to light on the 4th. And, you know, the US has some motions and some commotions going on. And so I won't speak on it because I don't feel like the energy's like good. Maybe not good, but nah, I'm just not going to go there. So I don't know. Just be aware that things are going to get a little weird. So I think what the most important thing is to just really getting clear about your relationship to things and people. And this relationship can start with yourself. It can start with an actual relationship that is maybe ending, is maybe trying to begin. In any facet, I think that you're going to still be feeling the heat and still be wanting to cure some of the ways you look at your relationships. I think that this can deal with love relationships, absolutely. And I'm saying this because we have Venus in Libra opposing Mars in Aries retrograde. And so Libra is in the first house thinking about, damn, like what is it to me that makes me feel balanced and equal, that makes me feel good about myself? And then Aries in the 7th house retrograde is kind of adding this internal opposition, internal polarity of get clear within you before you decide to spread your whatever you got to everybody else. I think that a lot of times we get caught in wanting to make relationship, whether it's love, whether it's friendships, whether it's partnerships and business, whether it's like signing a contract and getting a thing done. We're so quick to want to force our way in it. And I think the retrograde part of Mars is saying, hey, pull back a little bit. You know, it's this whole, soon as Mercury comes out of retrograde, it's going to be a little bit more reserved. You know, really hone in on you first, because can't nobody take care of you. No one's going to love you as much as you're going to love yourself, or as much as you're going to give to yourself. And I feel like that's a really good segue into pulling a card. The 5th house of creativity. I love this card. The 5th house is ruled by maybe this is backwards. In any case, it says 5th house creativity. So the 5th house directly relates to Leos. You know, also something just fell out. But it's the creation of a something, right? It's the creation of new life, new habits, new going back to who you once were, having a mind like a child. Next is Cancer. I feel like, what do you feel in your life? What turns you on? You know, why do we have to worry about what turns everybody else on? You know? And with the passing of this Taurus full moon that happened a day ago, what are you gonna do with your life? What do you have to offer the world? I feel that the fairness in this is the earth quality to a thing, which is where's the stability going to come from? Where's the sustainability going to come from? A relationship, self-worth, self-value, those things need to be on stable ground. And what you have to keep in touch with is your sense of creativity, the sense of who you are, what it is that you do in the world, what it is that you bring forth, right? Secondly, like, can we integrate something first before we create? So what did you integrate over this past full moon that was in an earth sign? How did you get from the stability feeling to the integrated feeling? Because these cards all fell out like so crazy, because this is really how it's going to go, right? So okay, so second house, earth. What did you learn? This last card was Mercury retrograde, yo. What did you learn over this past 3 weeks, man? Like, you're going to have to go over it again. Sorry, over here. You're going to have to go over this again. You're going to have to revisit some things, which is cool, right? Start doing it now so that when the 4th comes, you know how you're going to kick this into gear. But you can't get to this without getting to this and without starting with this. You start with the Taurian energy of looking at yourself and realizing where it is that you're going to insert yourself that's going to provide value and wealth for your family, for yourself. What's going to give you a sense of internal self-worth? And then when you figure all of that stuff out, it's time to integrate it. It's time to then go, this lights me up. I'm about to do something about that. And out of that comes creativity, comes the birth of a new adventure, the birth of a child, the birth of personal and creative self-expression. I mean, for real, isn't that what you want? Don't you want to feel creative self-expression? I think we do. I want to close this out by saying, thank you for your time. And I want to preface everything by saying, like, we really have to take our time and not push right out the gate with a thing. There are a lot of energies that are asking us to kind of go backwards, to kind of slow down, to kind of get grounded. So don't feel bad if you're unmotivated still, or if you're still trying to figure it out. Like, you're going to spend your whole life figuring it out. And I feel like that's one of the most beautiful parts about life, is getting the chance to figure it out. So, if you like what you saw here, please join me next week as I will give another astrological guidance and a little bit of tarot in order to guide you through your week. Please subscribe and hit notifications if you feel like it, and if you don't, I'll pop up in your feed again, girl. I'll do it. Or boy, or who, or they, or it don't matter. It don't matter. Please, thank you for being here, all of you, whomever you are. And be well, stay well, and thank you.